Welcome everyone to the Sports GI Network, and today in this video I'm recapping this past UFC pay-per-view, UFC 320. And man, first of all, a good card, very good card, really good card. Like this was might be pay-per-view of the year potential in my opinion. It's up there. I know the UFC 314 was pretty good, but this pay-per-view, man, was excellent. He had some good prelim performances like Daniel Santos knocking out Yu Sang and freaking in the prelims where it kind of looked like Sang was kind of like emoting, almost like I burped there. Apologize for that. It's kind of, basically it looked like he was freaking emoting and getting foam stuff a little bit, and then Santos called him, knocked him out, giving Sang's first loss. And then the main event, the prelim. Oh, before that, I don't mention Evan Shabazi got a TKO victory with Andre Muniz in the prelims. Another was a controversial fight between Patrick Mix and Jacob Wozniak from KSW. Some people thought a mixture of one. I unfortunately haven't seen the fight yet. I should have watched it before talking about it, but just want to highlight that real quick. And then of course, Etabiba Gutierrez, that knockout was impressive. Wow. I saw that fight. Gutierrez basically first of all, I was surprised he didn't finish Vines with that knee. Vines going for a takedown, landed like a knee that dropped him. And I thought he was done. Surprised he got up immediately, Vines, but he ended up finishing Vines. Vines went for a takedown. Gutierrez stuffed it and then just started doing elbows. And basically knocked out elbows because he just pushed him off and he just fell like this and then just ground and pound. Like, the sequence was crazy because I only ever see a sequence like that for a finish where the guy's going for a takedown. The guy's defending takedowns. He throws elbows, now he's pulling out. Then he just pushes him off and he falls like this and then ground and pound and that's it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen that. It was crazy, that performance by Atia Gutierrez. I hope I not butcher his name. Ateba, last name Gautier Gutierrez. I think that's how you say it. So I didn't listen to his name enough to where I could pronounce it properly, but good performance by him. He should have got a performance bonus. He should have. I know they only give out 4, but this guy deserved it for what he did. He really did. And yeah, so let me get started on the main card now. And before I do that, let me just say a quick shout out to Do Wipes, sponsor of the channel, Do Wipes. Do Wipes in the Sports GI Network, wiping out the competition. And great product, obviously, especially if you have to use the bathroom and you don't want to smell down there. Great product to use, and it's flushable too. So you get them any grocery store, convenience store, Do Wipes. You go online, order some there. So I do want to shout them out real quick, of course. Guys, shout the sponsor always. Thank you for sponsoring us, Do Wipes. Anyway, let's get started with the video. I'm gonna start with Joe Pyfer. Not the video, but the main card discussion. Anyway, Joe Pyfer taking on Abus Magomedov in the opening fight of the main card, the pay-per-view. Joe Pyfer wins via second round submission. I said Pyfer was gonna win. I thought it was gonna be second round KO TKO. I was wrong. It was submission though. And what the thing about Boost is that first couple minutes of round one typically he always looks well. He looks very good, does well, but then he slows down. Here, Pyfer went for a takedown. He got it, but then Boost reversed position and really get top position and had Pyfer in trouble. He had Pyfer in he was going for a Kimura. He was bending Pyfer's arm. He didn't fully get the Kimura, but he was in a little trouble for Pyfer. But also had him like a scissor, I think they call it. Like his legs were between Pyfer's neck, which they call a scissor, and he was bending Pyfer's arm. He was in trouble in both spots. I think the commentator team mentioned, but Pyfer survived and was able to survive that storm. And Abus did land some decent ground and pound, but Pyfer got up and he did land and was able. He did land a punch, but Boost did land something back. And this fight, this like the grappling exchange, it lasted for like 2.5, almost 3 minutes. So you got to give round one to Boost because Boost had top position, went for submissions, landed some decent ground and pound. Pyfer survived. It wasn't like a lot he landed, Boost, but still in terms of ground and pound, but. Yeah, you gotta get that round of boost. The boost clearly won round one, but then round two, Pyfer lands like a right that hurts a boost, rocks him, and then runs another one, drops a boost, and from there Piper's able to get in top position, and he went for an arm triangle that if it weren't for the fence being nearby, like the way it was, the fence prevented Piper from completing the arm triangle and submitted him. Like if it weren't for the fence, he would have completed the arm triangle and submitted him clearly. If that fence wasn't there, they were like in the center of the octagon. But Piper was able to reverse position and get hit Boost's back and land some punches. And Boost for a little bit fought the hands, but couldn't. So Piper was able to do like a neck crank where guys like his arm around like his jaw and was squeezing tightly. And it was basically making Boost uncomfortable. And Boost had no choice but to tap out. And it was a good performance by Piper. Piper, showed some good grappling defense and was able to submit a Boost too, which Stormy Piper wins by finishes, usually by knockout TKO. It's usually not like that, not by submission. So he showed a little bit of his game on Piper in this fight, and Piper definitely hits hard. He hits very hard. Now people make fun of him because they say hits hard than for instance Ngannou, which is crazy because Ngannou's a heavyweight obviously, but Piper hits hard. He clearly does. If he lands a shot on you, he hurts you badly. The only guy that not get finished by it, I think Calvin. Try to remember if. Not forget, I mentioned last week about the Calvin Gastelum fight, which is Piper's last fight before this fight. I think he dropped Calvin, if I remember correctly, but he hurt Calvin but couldn't finish him because Calvin's got a elite chin. I don't think he did drop Calvin, but Calvin's got a hell of a chin. But still, most guys you get hit by a Piper, you're gonna get dropped or hurt badly, and he hurt Boost badly. He was able to hurt him and he was able to finish Boost. Well, it led to the finish. He dropped her Boost, and then from there with the submission. So a good performance. Boost was on a 3-fight win streak, and he was ranked number 14. So Piper is probably going to be ranked tomorrow and Tuesday, or he should be ranked in the top 15. But we'll see. I mean, he should fight. He's 6-1 in the UFC now. I think it's time for Piper to get someone ranked in like the 12 to 15 range at least. I don't know who. We got to give him somebody. I think he's earned the right, and good performance for him. So I'm going to go from there to Yusuf Zalal, who beats Josh Emmett for his first round submission. I said Zalal was going to win and submission was possible, and submission did happen, but I ain't expect this. This was crazy. He submitted this dude with ease. He made Josh Emmett look like a chump. Josh Emmett's lost fights, but never like that quickly. He just made Emmett look bad. The first takedown opportunity he took, Emmett like went in, like not for a takedown himself, but like he was going in like trying to like land a punch, but Zalal, first Zalal was able to dip his head and take Emmett down, and from there he got like an arm bar, and Emmett had verbally tapped. At first I was confused, like what happened, but I thought maybe like Emmett got his arm broken, but it was a verbal tap because Emmett was trying to like escape and he was trying to like stay calm, but Zalal was able to like get a hold of his arm and like put him in that arm bar, and from there, like he had a tap or his arm would get snapped, and it was a good performance by Zalal. Zalal's last fight was not entertaining. It's Cater. It was a bad performance, especially that third round. And from there, he submitted Josh Emmett, who had only been submitted I think once in his career. Yair, I know Yair did, but I don't recall anyone else submitted him. Maybe someone did before the UFC, but I don't think so. And he did it more impressively than Yair, because Yair took him round 3 if I remember. He dropped Emmett, then submitted him. He just took Emmett down, submitted him like that. And I mentioned before, Zalal had like 9 submissions prior to this fight. Now he's got 10. So it just shows you how good a submission artist is Zalal. And Zalal is very dangerous. He's a very good grappler, very good. And that victory by Ilya Topuria over him, because when Zalal made his UFC, I think Ilya made his UFC debut against Zalal, not the other way around. Yeah, Ilya's UFC debut was against Zalal, and he beat Zalal, and which is aging very well because Zalal is now in the top 10 and probably gonna move up at least one spot in the top 10. So good performance so it's gonna age as well for Ilya. And for Zalal, he's a very good grappler. He's one of the better grapplers in this division. He's someone to watch out for because in the top of the division you got Evelev and you got Aljamain. It's like guys with grappling backgrounds who use it to their fights. Outside those two, there's no one else in the top 10 besides Zalal. So So now you have three guys who are grapplers in the top 10, and also a championship too. I was thinking people just in the top 10 alone, but also the Chimps Volkanovski and not known for a grappler. He's got good grappling, but doesn't use it for his fights typically. So now you got another grappler in the featherweight. That's division is dominated by strikers mostly. So you need to see how Zalal does other guys. The call out could have been better for Zalal. I mean, Laurel Murphy's going to get a title fight next, potentially. Well, he should call it out on Zalal. He should call out Aljamain Sterling or Yair Rodriguez because I think one of those two guys is perfect fight for Zalal because I think that's one of those fights can get him closer to the title and he beats a former champion. Aljamain was a bantamweight champ, but still, if he beats him, who's ranked ahead of him, who's himself won his last fight, that can definitely propel Zalal and really do a lot for his career and stuff. I think that's a good matchup for him. In terms of a fight to take next, he should call out Aljamain or Yair, considering Yair's ahead of him too. And plus, you can make a title eliminator since they were trying to give Yair a title shot before, which made no sense. If he can be Yair, I think, especially impressively, he can kind of get a title fight next potentially. Same of Aljamain too as well, so I think he should call out Yair or Aljamain. I think one of those two fights is probably a good choice for him. Zalal, and he should pull those guys out. But good performance, and this might be the end for Josh Emmett because what's Josh Emmett going to do? Like, he got dominant in a way he's never been dominant. He's 4 years old. I don't know how many guys he can be in the top 15. He might be maybe like 1 or 2, but I don't know if he can beat that many. It's just not that he's older. He hasn't exactly improved his striking, improved his game, and they're talking about how he was training with Dillashaw and how he was one of the best camps of his career and this and that, and then he got beaten up like that. So, yeah, it might be the end of Josh Emmett. We'll see, obviously, if he chooses to retire, but if he wants to, obviously, it's his choice. It's hard to tell if I want to stop, but something to think about. Anyway, transition from that to Yuri Prohaska versus Khalil Roundtree. I said Yuri by finish. Was it second round or third round? I don't remember. I know I said Yuri was going to finish him, and Yuri finished him. Now, Yuri looked bad in the round one. Like, his footing was off. He didn't look the best, but at the same time, part of me thought if anyone could make a comeback victory win, it would be Yuri because remember, the Rakic fight, he was losing badly in round one. He lost round one clearly, then came back 1 round 2. The Glover fight was down 3 rounds to 1, came back 1 that fight. Now, the Glover fight was chaotic. It was back and forth fight in 2022, but still, he was losing before he came back. So Yuri has the ability to come back in fights despite losing. That's the one thing with Yuri Prohaska. And Roundtree looked good in round 1 and 2, especially round 1. Like he was catching Yuri badly with counters and stuff to Yuri's head. Yuri ate a lot of shots and was really being, and he even landed some decent body shots in Yuri. But in round 2, Yuri, especially second round 2, Yuri should start pushing the pace more because like around 2, particularly, he started like Yuri was always pressing forward and Khalil forced Khalil to go back. And Yuri did land some dice shots on Khalil and kept landing the jab. I keep mentioning the jab because by round 3, Khalil's right eye was like swollen and like I don't know if he broke it. I don't know if the orbital bone there was broken or not, but it's possible it could have been. I'm not certain, but what was I saying? Yeah, it's pop, but yeah, like. He kept pressing Khalil back. Khalil back. Khalil's always moving backwards, and Yuri's pressing forward, especially like that's round 2, especially the second of round 2. And in second of round 2, Yuri started landing more shots than Khalil, especially punches and like jabs and stuff. And Khalil won round 2 because he landed better shots. He did counter Yuri at times, and he was doing well. But the thing with Khalil is that, and it's something if you ever watch some of Khalil's fights, he does do this. Khalil will throw a combination. He'll land a shot, but then he always like resets. Like boom, boom, reset. Boom, boom, reset. Like he always tends to do that, and that's a good. He did it here in this fight. He did it against Jamal Hill, where he hurt Jamal badly, but then he'll reset. Like okay, land combination I was supposed to do. Okay, now reset. Boom, boom, reset. Which I get. He doesn't want. If you're Khalil, you don't want to leave yourself open counter, but at the same time, if you got your opponent hurt and you know he's hurt, you can't just reset because you're giving him time to recover. You're not finishing like you should. It's something Khalil does a lot, and it really came back to bite him in this fight. Is that, and also the fact that Khalil kept swinging punches. Like Khalil was every time Khalil drew in the head, he always like tried to. He threw violent tensions. He always does, but the thing is, after a while, Yuri just able to take a lot of these punches, and some of them he kept missing, which made it easier for me to get tired, especially going backwards as well. And then round 3 was probably the round of the year. It hard to say otherwise. So I take a sip of water here. Um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, round 3, round of the year, great round, fantastic. Yuri called him and hurt him badly, and Cleo, Yuri was beating up Cleo badly. They mentioned Cleo's right eye getting swollen, beating up. Cleo did land a couple of shots at counters at Yuri Prohaska and did a good job in that round. But Yuri just kept pressing forward, throwing he landed a couple of knees up in a clinch situation that really could have hurt. That really did hurt Cleo. But then throw some good counters, and then from there he landed like a left hook that knocked out Cleo badly, and which finished Cleo. Yuri Prohaska, man, got an amazing, and I mean amazing performance. Amazing comeback, amazing knockout over Cleo Roundtree. And Yuri Prohaska, man, the most entertaining fight in the UFC. I know Diego Lopez is up there. You got Gaethje, Gaethje. I'm trying to think other entertaining fights, Holloway, but it's hard to argue against Yuri, just because Yuri is he's a warrior. I know it sounds generic and like very corny and cheesy to say, but he's a warrior. Like the Czech Samurai is real. Like, this guy brings it every time. You think he's down. You think, oh man, Yuri's gonna get his ass whooped, hurt badly, and he finds a way to come back and wins these fights. It's somebody. Well, he's done it a few times. He's playing other fights where he just knocked the guys out with ease and just been in control, like the Volkan Oezdemir and the Reyes fights. But still, with Yuri, you gotta have like Alex Pereira knockout power, like next level power to finish Yuri. Because if you don't, Yuri's gonna wear on you and break you down. Like Yuri's taking, he's got a good chin. Like Cleo lands some big shots, and he took it well, and was able to move forward. Now the thing with Cleo is that he doesn't have like consistent knockout power. Like, yeah, he hits hard. He's a hard hitter, but it's not like Alex Pereira knockout power. It's not like it's consistent, like I mentioned in my breakdown of UFC 320. And with that, I think Yuri kind of knew, okay, he was his best shot, could take it. I'm gonna keep pressing forward. And from there, it just wore on Cleo. Cleo got tired, moving backwards, like I mentioned. From there, Yuri was able to finish him. And Yuri Prohaska, man, like I said, most entertaining fighter in the UFC. A guy deserves to make $1 million at least every fight. It's him. UFC, do the right thing. Make sure every fight's $1 million, because you're gonna get entertainment every freaking time. This guy fucking delivers every single time. It's amazing. I freaking love Yuri Prohaska. Awesome, excellent, amazing, great finish. Khalil's definitely a good striker, one of the best strikers in 205. Definitely a guy who belongs in the top 10. And a guy that, takes some time to recover. I still don't know if his upper bone got broken. I don't know how much from that Pereira fight. Still feeling the effects, because that was a year ago. And remember, he got his nose broken, and they got one of his orbital bones broken. He took an ass whooping from Pereira, and that was only a year ago. So I don't know if he's still feeling the effects of that, or it is fully recovered, which it's recovered, but still, you know what I mean? It's only been a year. So I think Roundtree takes some time off, fight someone at top 10. He's definitely a top 10 light heavyweight. And Yuri, if Alex does go up to heavyweight, do him and Olberg vacant title. If not, then you can do Yuri and the winner of Jan Blachowicz and Bogan. I think he's fighting Bogan Guskov in the Qatar card, if I remember correctly. Jan Blachowicz. You have him do that, or him Magomed Ankalaev fight each other. If Alex decides to stay at 205, but we'll talk about that obviously later in the video. But great performance by Yuri Prohaska. Excellent, man. Love Yuri. Yuri's a fucking warrior, man, and just you got knock him out to finish him, because it's gonna be hard to beat Yuri by decision. And speaking of fighters where it's hard to beat, where I think you can't beat by decision, Merab Dvalishvili taking on Corey Sandhagen. As Merab wins this fight via unanimous decision, 49-46. Wait, no. If it was 48-46. Sorry, my bad. I missed. One judge, I didn't get it 49-45. It was 48-46. Merab wins again. Continues his win streak. Beats Corey Sandhagen. And Corey fought a good fight. Corey runs round 1 and 4. Round 1, he did well. He's able to get up from the takedown Merab landed. And I was actually outlanding Merab, and he won round one and landed some good shots on Merab very well. He looked very good. It looked like, oh wow, it's going to be a very tough competitive fight between Merab and Corey. Just on Merab, usually Corey fought round one. It looked like it, but then round two, freaking Corey catches not Corey, Merab catches Corey badly, and then from there rocks him several times, and it looked like he's gonna finish Corey because Corey got rocked badly and it was covering up, and then Merab just kept laying punches after punches after punches, and then from there he was able to take down. From there he was able to take Corey down, and then he landed some ground pound on Corey. Well, actually, I don't think he took Corey down. I think Corey fell down, and then he was trying to do some ground and pound, and it looked like Corey was about to get finished, but Corey's able to survive and move out the way and be able to finish the round. But it was out of the 10-8 round because it looked like a TKO sequence that had Merab landed a few more punches, it would have been stopped. But then from there, Merab just dominated that round, just outlanding Corey Sandhagen and taking him down at will. And that was a clear 10-8 round. And if a lot of other reps in that situation probably would have stopped the fight. We've seen it before, and I'm glad the ref, I think it was Mark Otter, I believe, he didn't stop the round. He didn't stop the fight, excuse me. I'm glad he didn't because that would have been bullshit. And I'm glad he didn't stop the fight. I'm glad he didn't because Corey's able to survive and win round 4. And Merab was able to do well. He took Corey down at will, but Corey kept getting up, which is always, Merab is not known for his control time. But still, he has a mind that he'll just take you down again. Merab his cardio is insane. Like, he does not get tired. He keeps going, like a machine. That's why his nickname is a machine for a reason. He just kept taking Corey down, taking him down, tripping him, and just taking him down at will. Corey gets up, okay, I'm just gonna clinch you, needing to die, which is annoying to watch, needing to die, but still, then take you down. And plus, Merab did land some good shots in the clinch. Like, he did land like good 30 boxing punches, especially in round 1 and a little bit in round 2 before he rocked Corey Sandhagen as well. And you had all that, and then round 3, he takes Corey down, controls him, lands some punches, and the thing with Merab is that he keeps improving his striking. His last several fights, his striking's gotten so much better, and another example of able to win some striking exchanges against Corey Sandhagen. Now, part of that's because Merab has the wrestling threat, which helps, but even in close quarters in the 30 boxing and clinch work, he does a good job with the striking. He does a good job with lane punch. Yeah, with striking lane punches. Merab does. And from in round 4, Corey landed some good shots. I thought Corey ran round 4. He was able to do well, counter Merab, and Merab didn't exactly get as many takedowns as he did in round 5 or round 3. And at one point, I thought Merab could have stolen the round. He could have because he went for like a judo trip and he landed on top of Corey Sandhagen's head. It looked like Corey was like dazed, and he went for a darts choke, couldn't get it, and just held on to it for like the final 30 seconds. And he really didn't have it. Like, if you go back and watch the final minute of round 1, he goes for like a judo trip. Merab lands on Corey as he takes Corey down, and Corey looks stunned. And if Merab noticed that, or his coaches would have told him that, he probably could have landed some ground and pound, maybe finish Corey Sandhagen because he looked very dazed and rocked from that incident, or that takedown rather. Then round 5, Merab wins takedowns, took him down 6 times, does some good work in the clinch, dirty boxing, lands some counter rights and land some rights and stuff. And Corey's just a step behind. Now Corey was trying to do a wheel kick at the end of round 5, but it just wasn't enough. Corey could have done more, maybe a jumping knee attempt or maybe a front kick or something, but obviously it was too late. I'm talking about the final 10-15 seconds around 5 Corey could have done. But end of the day, Merab wins, another dominant decision, and give Corey arguably did a better job than Umar did in the striking department because Merab got rocked and got hit with several shots by Corey Sandhagen. Corey was able to do a good job, and this was a very close fight. Like I said, the 10-8 was round 2, but if Merab would have won a typical 10-9, it would have been a 48-47 victory for Merab, but still, Merab does enough to win. Corey, to me, had a better performance against Merab than Umar did against Merab. which is crazy because Umar did beat Corey. And Corey did a good job getting up from the takedowns. He didn't gas out. He was not tired. Like, I think training altitude helps because Corey lives in Colorado and training altitude. But at the same time, Rob, his cardio is legendary. And from there, Corey was able to not to go all the distance without getting tired. But at the same time, he just didn't have answer from Rob's pressure, his takedowns, and striking was better. And Corey didn't have. And Corey just, he got getting up, just get taken down. Rob's just unstoppable. I don't see how anyone beats him 135. I love Jan, but I don't think Pierre Jan's going to beat Merab in the rematch. I'd love to see Pierre Jan win. I don't think Umar beats Merab either in the rematch either. I think the same thing happens in the first fight with him and Umar. Personally, same thing happens. I mean, I think if you're going to beat Merab, you have to finish him. I don't think you can beat him by decision. I think you have to finish Merab. I think he'll win by decision every time because he just keeps going, keep going. His cardio is amazing, out of his world. Pressure is great. His ability to take you down, get up, you get up, he take you down, take you down, and just hard to deal with. So I just think Merab's going to keep winning 135, and he's the bantamweight GOAT, obviously. So congratulations to Merab. And his performance getting a little bit overshadowed because of what happened to the third, Yuri and Khalil fight, and of course the main event. Speaking of the main event, Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. Alex Pereira wins via first round TKO. Man, Shama, Alex Pereira is still him. He's him. I say he was him. He proved why he's still him. Like, what? Alex Pereira, man. This guy is one of a kind. Literally, like, if there's any fighter deserves a movie being made about them that's currently fighting, it's Alex Pereira. From growing up in the Amazon jungles to being an alcoholic to working at Tire Shop, get his life in order, to starting kickboxing with 23 to help overcome his alcoholism, to being a glory kickboxing champion in 2 weight classes, to glory Hall of Famer, to going to UFC, being a middleweight champ, and then become a lightweight champ, avenging his loss to Magomed Ankalaev. And this is some movie shit, like, for real. Like, this doesn't seem real. Like, if I told someone 5 years ago this was going to be, people would say, oh, that's too much of a movie. That shit ain't real. But look, it's real. His name's Alex Pereira. He's him, Shama. One of the biggest stars in the UFC currently. Still a big star. Who knows? Might be bigger knowing that he avenged the loss the way he did. And this fight was totally different. I picked Ankalaev to win, and I'm glad I was wrong because I love Alex Pereira. And I said it was a 50-45. I was leaning towards Ankalaev. I thought Pereira could win, and Pereira, the first thing he did, he went forward, did not let Magomed control control the pace of the fight, or dictate the pace of the fight. And from there, Magomed was on his back foot and really couldn't do much, and Pereira just kept pressing forward. He landed a couple leg kicks, inside leg kicks, which, if you watch the Jan Blachowicz and Magomed Ankalaev fight, Jan had a lot of success throwing a lot of inside leg kicks, forcing Ankalaev to fight orthodox. And Ankalaev's a southpaw, and he does not fight well in orthodox as he does as a southpaw. And from there, Ankalaev as southpaw allowed Pereira to land the rear leg kick, which he's very effective at, which is his strength that he couldn't do in the first fight because of Ankalaev's southpaw position. And Pereira just pressing forward. Made some good inside leg kicks and good rear kicks once Ankalaev went to the orthodox style. And then from there, Pereira lands an overhand right that lands like around the temple and the ear section of Ankalaev. And from there, Ankalaev was hurt, and he shot a panic takedown. And it was like it was panicked, and it was not wasn't good technique. And plus, Pereira might have been too close. And from there, Ankalaev was screwed because Pereira was able to stuff it, get a top position, and then just elbow him. And I'm so grateful we have 12-6 elbows now in MMA. That's not the old rules, because the 12-6 elbow being banned rule was so stupid. I'm glad we got rid of it. I'm glad we can do 12-6 elbows, because Pereira, his 12-6 elbows were deadly. He landed once the body that really hurt Ankalaev, because Ankalaev was just covering up, not really moving, not trying to get up, not even trying to go for submission. He just kept doing this, Ankalaev, and Pereira just kept doing 12-6 elbows like this. And from there, some of it just landed on the guard of Ankalaev, some of it broke, and a lot of it broke through because it's easier to break through someone's guard when throwing toe six elbows like this versus like this, or like an angle. You know what I mean, like this. And Pereira just kept throwing 12-6 angle elbows that someone landed on the guard, but a lot of them broke through. It would hit Magomed Ankalaev on his face and his head, and like that one to the body was very vicious. That one you could tell hurt and left. It made it easier for Ankalaev to get hit by a 12 elbow to his face, which Pereira took advantage of. And from there, Herb Dean stopped it. Great stoppage. Some Ankalaev fans were saying early stoppage. Bullshit. It was not an early stoppage. It was a fair stoppage. Ankalaev just kept covering up. He didn't do anything. He didn't, like I said, try to get up. He didn't try to move position. He didn't go for submission. He did nothing. He just stood there as Pereira just kept doing elbows. And Herb Dean gave him plenty of time to fight back, and he didn't, and he got finished. Good call by Herb Dean. It was the right decision. He gave Ankalaev plenty of time to do something. He didn't do jack crap. He got finished. Alex Pereira is, man, still him. Got the belt back. Great performance. He emailed on fucking Ankalaev because Ankalaev will do Ali. Well, he says no one. He writes this on Twitter, but it's well known that Ali, if you're a fighter under Ali Al-Aziz, he has control of your Twitter. He'll talk shit. You go on your account to talk shit to other fighters, especially if you're a foreigner that speak English. So there's always that dynamic. So either way, Ankalaev and his team were talking a lot of crap about Alex Pereira, saying we're going to send him back to the tire shop and this and that, and talking a lot of mess. And Pereira and the whole press conference kept looking at Ankalaev's team, and he kept mugging them. And even after the fight, he just looked at Ankalaev's team, and I think Ali, because Ali was in the corner, Ali Al-Aziz as Ankalaev's manager, and just mugged them. And it was just beautiful to see. It was glorious. Oh, it was so glorious. I fucking loved it. Let's go, Alex Pereira. Shama. The champ again. Woo. Still him. He is him. Alex Pereira, we changed it to Alex Him Pereira. That's his middle name. It's Him Pereira. I know his nickname's Poeton, but I think we should also call him Him. Just what else do you need to do? This guy, the way he fights, the way his style, his personality, everything. Like, how do you not call him as him? How do you not? Yeah, people say, "Are you glazing him?" Well, it's Alex Pereira. He deserves his flowers. I'm giving his fucking flowers. This guy has a chance to do something historic if he goes up to heavyweight. Let's say, I don't know what's his. Who knows? Some people are calling him and Jones in the White House. Fuck that. John just ducked away from Aspinall like a coward. He don't deserve to be in the White House because Alex Pereira. Fuck that shit. No. Him and Aspinall, if Aspinall were to beat Zero Gone later in the month, or if Gone somehow wins dominantly against Aspinall, you could do Alex Pereira going for the heavyweight title next against the winner of Gone and Aspinall at the White House. Or before the White House, maybe in April or something like that. Because the part of me I don't want to wait till June to see Pereira fight. Sooner the better. Like April would be perfect for me. I don't want to see you wait for. I don't want us to wait for that long. Was it like 8 months to see Pereira fight again? Nah, I don't want that. Since Pereira took no damage in that fight, 0. But I probably would like to see him go for a heavyweight title fight. Because look, I'm torn because if he can go out there and fight heavyweight title, that's the biggest fight the UFC can do, especially in the White House card. It'd be so awesome to see, especially him and Aspinall, especially would be just because of that picture where I think it was UFC 300 where Pereira was, making his walkway to the octagon. He was getting checked up, and Aspinall's in the background just looking at him. And Aspinall's it's almost like Aspinall's studying him, like, how do I beat this guy is very unique. It's a great. You've seen the image if you're an MMA fan. Just put Aspinall and Pereira and Google images, and you'll see like the picture UFC 300. Shit's fucking great pictures. It looks so awesome, and him and Aspinall have that story, but also him and Gone. If Gone were to be Aspinall heavyweight belt, would be interesting considering Gone it comes from a striking background. I think it's kickboxing too. Now Pereira fought higher levels than Gone, but still seeing those guys, that'd be a fun, interesting matchup. Those two, and if Alex Pereira could become heavyweight champ, he would be the greatest combat sport athlete in history. He would. I would say that. to be a three-weight champion in UFC and a two-weight champion in Glory Kickboxing, which is the highest level of kickboxing. At that point, how does he not to go of combat sport? How? And if he does do that, like there's a part that wants him to do that because I love to see Pereira in the White House fight on that card, see him go for history, especially against Aspinall, if Aspinall to win. But the part of me also doesn't want to wait that 8 months, like I mentioned, from the fight. I do want to see him fight Carlos Ulberg because Ulberg is going to get the title fight next over Yuri because Ulberg's on a longer win streak. He beat Reyes quicker than Yuri did against Cleo. Remember, Yuri was down 2-0 against Cleo. And plus, there's a history with Pereira and Israel Adesanya. And Carlos Ulberg is Israel Adesanya's teammate and close friend in city kickboxing. I want to see that dynamic again because I'm still mad Israel Adesanya didn't give Pereira the opportunity to fight him a third time in MMA. It's sad we never got that trilogy fight, that final chapter in the rivalry. Because if you believe Israel Adesanya won the first fight in kickboxing, because they fought 4 times, twice in kickboxing, twice in MMA, and some people believe Israel Adesanya got robbed in the first kickboxing fight. And if you believe Israel got robbed, they're really 2-2 against each other. We should have had the final fight for them to settle that once and for all, but we didn't. And I do, which sucks. So the next closest thing is Ulberg take on Pereira in that scenario because Ulberg is Israel's teammate and close and friend, say kickboxing. And plus, it's a fresh matchup for Alex Pereira, someone different. Also, so there's a lot of fun, there's a lot of reasons to get excited for that fight. Anytime Alex Pereira fights, it's exciting. It doesn't matter. It's Ulberg, Yuri trilogy, Aspinall, gone. Even besides, you know what? I want to take one fight heavyweight before fighting the belt. I want to get so comfortable. Him and freaking, I don't know, Spivak, whatever. Not Spivak, but Acosta, Cortez Acosta, whoever. Like you're excited to see against Pereira. And I just don't know, like either what, like I'm cool with either one. I kind of prefer, like it's like this. I'm 55% lean towards the Ulberg fight because that way it can be done sooner, and then we can see Pereira fight again. I like to see Pereira fight. I don't want to wait forever to see Pereira fight. So I'm leaning towards that 55%, but I'm 45% heavyweight title fight because obviously it's history for Pereira, especially if it's against Aspinall, and plus that in the White House card, even against Gone in the White House card, it's fucking amazing and legendary. I like to see that either way. I love to see that as well, but more so the Ulberg rematch because we get that fight sooner, and we get that fight sooner. That's why I'm leaning towards Ulberg. But let me know what you guys think. What fights who you want to see Alex Pereira fight next and why? What are your thoughts on the card? Who had the best performance? For me, Pereira had the best performance. Being out Magomed, who hadn't lost in a long time, finishing that quickly and just dominating him and just proving that first fight was I don't want to say a fluke because Ankalaev did do a good job, but Pereira mentioned he was injured. And plus, remember, Pereira was kind of traveling around the world, not exactly focused on training like he should have. Remember, he was in Australia a month before that at his fight in Strickland's corner and traveling around the world and stuff. He mentioned he was injured, and well, it looks like Pereira was telling the truth because a lot of fighters like to make excuse, oh, I'm injured and this and that, but here he went out there and did better than his last fight, so he was probably telling the truth. And yeah, it was amazing what Pereira did, amazing, and it's great. It's great for this have Pereira shut up the Dagestani fans, the people who dick ride these these fighters, and the Dagestani fans. Their fighters, the fighters have their fan. Some of it's not even the fighters' fault. A lot of it's their fans. Their fans can be so fucking annoying and just dick riding. Oh my gosh, the way they talk, the arrogance they put on everyone else is just so annoying. The worst part is a lot of these guys ain't from Dagestan. There's some dude from like Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, or some dude who's descended from the Middle East who fucking lives in America, England, Canada, whatever. Who thinks, oh, we're built different. Because they share the same religion as them, even though these are white Russians. Yeah, the Dagestanis, so you don't know, are white Russians. Russians are built differently. Russians are doing well in the UFC, not freaking fighters from that region, not fighters from the Middle East who happen to, fighters from the Middle East who happen to be Muslims. That's not how it fucking works. All right, let's stop that. And some of these people just love to dick ride Dagestanis, act like they're unstoppable, and that everyone else is bum compared to them, and They're so perfect. It's just they're just so annoying, the Dagestani fan base. And some of it's people who happen to be Muslims who say this, and some of it's just fans who just they're different. I just need to dick ride them all I want because I used to love Habib, and well, they're from the same region, so I gotta do it. Oh, it's just so annoying. Those fans are annoying. Seeing them get humble like this was fucking awesome. Beautiful. I love it, man. It was great to see. I just love it. It's just great. Great. This was a great weekend. Great card. I'm in a good mood. I was in a good mood anyway because my brother graduated from Full Sail. Shout out to you, Anthony. I don't know if you're watching. Shout out to you. Me and my dad, my family, we're all in a good mood anyway. Just gotta see my grandma. Gonna go see her after this video. So she's in town to see for my brother's graduation. It already happened. So anyway, it's just been a great weekend. This card just made this weekend better. This was a good weekend, a very great weekend, and Pereira made him better. So, yeah, I mean, I don't care that the Yankees are down 0-2 and got beat up in Toronto. I don't care right now. I'm in a good mood because Pereira graduated, and freaking Pereira did what he did, and it was a Yuri did what he did. Merab is fun to watch, and this was a good card overall. Man, good mood. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening. Hope you guys had a good day. Good night. Let me know what your favorite fight was and performance was, and what you think's next for Alex Pereira, who you want to see him fight. What do you next for Merab? Who you want to see him fight next? Do you want to see Merab go up and wait? Let me know. Like to read your comments. Don't forget to hit this video. Don't forget to hit the like in this video. Share this video. Thumbs up. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. God bless and stay safe out there.
Yeah.